The supermarket giant Woolworths is one of the largest owners of poker machines in the country. Next week, the company will hold its AGM in Adelaide, where a group of shareholders will push Woolworths to change the way it operates the gambling side of its business. Leah McLennan reports.
I was pretty lonely, I was grieving, I was depressed. They didn't interest me at that stage, but when I went up to get a drink, they gave me two $1 coins in the change, and I thought, well, what the hell? And that's the worst decision I ever made in my life.
Sharon Hollenby started gambling on poker machines in 1995. It was the beginning of a 15-year addiction.
I lost my family, I lost my house, money, time, but most of all I lost my self-respect, and that's so hard to get back when you don't like yourself anymore, and the poker machines are your only friend. It's really difficult to come back out into the real world.
3 years ago, Sharon started seeing a psychologist. It was the beginning of coming out of what she describes as a 15-year trance, a hypnotic state caused by the whirling, glowing screens of poker machines. She's not an addict anymore, she's an activist. She was inspired by the story of Karen Throssell, whose partner committed suicide after years of pokie addiction.
My heart really went out to her, and I wanted to be there to support her in her quest for reforms. So I spoke to a couple of other people about it, and they wanted to get involved too, and the campaign just took on a life of its own, and suddenly we were racing here, there and everywhere trying to get things organised.
Years after her partner's death, Karen Throssell inherited Woolworths shares. When she realised that Woolworths was a major poker machine owner, she joined with activist group Get Up to rally other shareholders and change the way the company runs its poker machine business.
I was absolutely blown away because I didn't know that's who I was a shareholder for, and because of my background I feel like I get dividends and it's blood money.
At the company's annual general meeting, which will be held in Adelaide next Thursday, shareholders will vote on a motion to limit machine bets to $1, cap revenue from each machine to $120 an hour, and limit machines to operating for only 18 hours in a 24-hour period.
40% of the profits earned by poker machines come from problem gamblers, and there are evidence-based solutions like $1 minimum bets, which is what we're specifically calling for, that the Productivity Commission recommended after a decade of research.
It's not just Get Up that's rallying shareholders to support the motion. The Executive Director of the South Australian Council of Social Service, Ross Womersley, is calling on shareholders to give their proxies to his organisation so it can vote in favour of the motion. They're targeting all South Australian shareholders, but especially other welfare agencies that have Woolworths shares.
Some of them are in positions where they have investment portfolios and investments, and we're confident that they're going to be keen to support this opportunity to really kind of challenge Woolworths management around how it behaves and how it thinks as a good corporate citizen.
Woolworths declined to be interviewed for this story. In a statement, the company said,
"We would welcome the opportunity to talk to SACOS to outline some facts about our involvement in hotels. It's important shareholders and interested parties know that we own just 4% of Australia's hotels and 6% of Australia's gaming machines. The changes proposed by Get Up would apply only to Woolworths in isolation and not to any other competing hotels, licensed clubs or casinos operating gaming machines in Australia."
Both SACOS and Get Up acknowledge they're unlikely to get enough votes to pass the motion, but they say it doesn't mean the action isn't worthwhile.
The campaign was really a platform and a forum for the community to speak directly with the board about the issues that concern them and to really, not allow Woolworths to get away with hiding behind its family-friendly image anymore.
It's especially worth it for people like Sharon Hollenby, who's won her personal struggle with the pokies and is now taking on a wider fight.
Working on the other side of the gambling issue has really opened my eyes. I've got a lot of friends now. Reformed gamblers are the nicest people you could wish to meet. They're mostly the people that I associate with, although I'm doing a TAFE course as well at the moment, so I'm really venturing out into the world.